Hey, welcome back. And of course, the curse of 2020 kicks in again. It stopped my recording right in the middle. I'm going to try this in pieces and see how it works. So we're going. We're continuing on. 28 thousandths and 47 hundredths. What's going to work there? 4/10ths and 700ths, right? When I add those up, you line up the decimal. The 4 goes there, the decimal goes here. I got a 07. What do? Fill in zeros so it doesn't look so confusing. And of course, I get the 4700ths. When you multiply, you go 4 times 7 is 28. But in order to pretend that was a 4, I had to move the decimal over 1 spot to the right. In order to pretend that was a 7, I had to move it over 2 spots. That's a total of 3 spots in my problem that I moved decimals. So I got to go back 3 spots in my answer. And boom. There you go. Same idea here. Here I got 54. Uh-oh, I messed up. Let's go ahead and put the decimal there. Pretend that one's not there. 54 thousandths and 96 hundredths. And if I were to do that, man, that's funny because yesterday's that you didn't get to see, I messed up on the third diamond too. Yeah, I am cursed. I think I need a holiday break and get 16 days off like you so I can come back fresh and stop making these mistakes. All right, that's going to be the 96 hundredths, and that's going to be 6 times 9 is 54. I moved it over once there, twice there, go back once, twice, 3 times. Lionel Richie sings. You have no idea what that I was talking about. And look at that, I totally forgot it on the fourth one. Okay. Here, when you are adding decimals, think money. I owe $10. I have $2. That doesn't mean I owe 12, right? I have 2. I owe 10. I'm going to pay that 2, and now I only owe 8. But on this one, I owe 10 plus I owe 2. Now I owe 12. Here it goes. I owe 15, but I have 3. I'm going to pay the 3 that I have, and I'm still going to owe 12. I owe 15 plus I owe 3. Total, I owe 18. I owe 8, but I have 6. Ooh, I almost have enough to pay everything I owe, huh? Now, I'm still going to be $2 short. Still going to owe 2. I owe 8. I owe 6. Oh, man, I owe 14 now. Now, here is a bit of advice that is not just coming from me, but it's coming from a lot of my old students. A lot of my former students had said that when they're subtracting and you're dealing with these integers, the positive and negative numbers, they get confused. And you can subtract a number or you can add its opposite. It's the same thing, right? Right? Adding its opposite. What do I mean by that? Well, 8 minus 3 is the same as 8 plus the opposite of 3. What's the opposite of 3? Negative 3, right? 8 minus 3 is 5. And if I have 8 plus I owe 3, I can pay the 3 and I still got 5 left over. Same answer. So you can subtract or add the opposite. And a lot of my former students have said that they find it really confusing to do the subtracting with the integers. But if they turn everything into adding the opposite, they have a much easier time and get most of them right. And it looks like it's still going. Okay, did not bail on me. Good. All right, so here we go. What do I mean by that? Negative 10 minus 2. Now, if I were to say negative 10 minus 2, what does that look like on a number line? Well, I'm starting at negative 10, and I'm subtracting, so which way do I go? That way, huh? So I should end up at negative 12. Now, people get confused on this all the time. Turn it into adding the opposite. The first number is always going to stay the same. So I'm going to leave that negative 10, but instead of subtracting 2, I'm going to add negative 2. And now when you look at this, you think I owe 10 plus I owe 2, I owe 12. I think it's much, much easier to add the opposite when you're dealing with these. Now, this is kind of confusing. What do you mean, negative 10 minus negative 2? Well, let's leave the first number. Instead of subtracting negative 2, I'm going to add positive 2. I owe 10 plus I have 2, which means I owe 8. Okay? All right? All right. Negative 15 minus 3, that's the same as, leave the first number the same always. Instead of minus 3, I'm going to plus negative 3. I owe 15 plus I owe 3. That's a total of owing 18. Now again, first number stays the same, negative 15. Instead of subtracting negative 3, I'm going to add positive 3. I owe 15 plus I have 3. I'm going to pay that 3 and still owe 12. Okay, negative 8 minus 6, negative 8, subtract 6 or add negative 6. Okay, now I owe 14. Okay, and now here I go. Negative 8 minus negative 6. Leave the first one the same. And then instead of subtracting negative 6, I'm going to add positive 6. I have 6, but I owe 8. I'm going to pay that 6, and I'm still going to owe 2. Now let's look at this real quick on the number line. Now remember what word stands for the answer to a subtraction problem? That's the difference, right? Well, what is the difference between negative 8 and 6? Negative 8 is over here and 6 is over here. What's the difference here? Well, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The difference is 14. Wow. So the difference is 14. Okay, so there's some cool things that you can see on number lines when you're subtracting and thinking difference. This is the key. Instead of subtracting, add the opposite. There's all sorts of other ways to remember this, but that seems to be the way that most of my former students said that was the one that helped them the most. Okay, so remember that, write it down, and try it. Okay, we're looking for the missing numbers here. What goes here, 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 and here? Okay, now I have a 300 here, 6,000 here. 3 times what is 6? 2. Now 2 of those zeros can be here. I still need another one. How about 20? Does that work? Yeah, 2 times 3, and I got 3 zeros, or move the decimal 3 spots. All right, if there's a 300 there and a 4 here, I'm going 4 times 3 is 12, and move the decimal 2 spots for those zeros. 4 times what is 360? Well, 4 times what is 36? 9, right? With a 0. 90 times 20, 18. Move the decimal twice because each of those zeros. 20 times what is 120? 6. And 6 times what? 4 is what? So I'm going to go add all these. Now I'm going to do it on the back real quick. 6,000, 1,800, 120. 6,000, 1,800, 120. Now the next three, 1,200, 360, and 24. 1,200, 360, and 24. And hopefully I line these up good enough that I don't get confused. 2 and 6 is 8, plus 2 is 10. 1, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15, carry the 1, and then 3 1s and a 6 is going to be 9. Now, I said to then use the standard algorithm to check. So what is this number here? 396 times 24. 396 times 24. And again, when you do the standard algorithm, you start with the ones place, bottom right, right? 4 times 6 is 24. Carry the 2. 4 times 9 is 36 plus 2. 38. Carry the 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus that 3, 15. Now I'm going to put a placeholder because that 2 is really 20. Cross these out so I don't get confused, and then go again. 2 times 6, 12. Carry the 1. 2 times 9 is 18 plus 1, 19. Carry the 1. And 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1, 7. All right, and here we go. 4, 10. Carry the 1. 15, carry the 1, 9,504. Boom, we did it right. Mic drop. I'm out of here. See you later. Come back and see me again. All right, here we go. Negative 6 2/10 plus negative 4 and I'm going to put these together, right? So let's just go put them together and then know that it's going to be a negative, right? Line up those decimals when you add or subtract, right? Now, that doesn't come out to the same spot. Fill in a 0. It's less confusing, right? So, 4 and 1700ths and 6 and 2/10 adds to 10 and 3700ths, but both these were negative, so my answer is going to be negative. If one was negative, one was positive, then I would be subtracting, and whichever one was farther from 0 would get the sign, negative or positive. Here we go. I'm subtracting mixed numbers. That means they have whole numbers, 42 and 8, and fractions, 2/7 and 3/5. And I have to change the denominator because this is 7th, this is 5th, and then I'm going to have to do another step, borrow, right? So what number do 5 and 7 go into? 35. So I'm changing these to 35ths. And here I did 7 times 5, so I don't put 5 there, I put 2 times 5 there. 2/7 is the same as 10 35ths. Here I did 5 times 7 to get 35, so I go to 3 times 7. And now I can't take 21 away from 10. Don't go 21 minus 10 and get 11. I'm taking 10 and I'm trying to take away 21. So I got to get me some more of these things, these 35ths. Where do I do it? Hopefully you said borrow from the 42. Now don't just put a 1 there, right? I borrowed 1 whole because I needed more 35ths. How many 35ths can you get for 1 whole? 35. So 10 plus 35 is 45. Right? And 45 minus 21 is 24. Oh, I'm sorry, is 14, right? 35 minus 21 is 14. And then when I go over here, just got to make sure here, 5, 10. Okay, 35, 45 minus 20. Okay, I want to make sure because this is coming out kind of cool here. 41 minus 8 is 33. Now the cool thing here is 7 goes into both 14 and 35. Okay, so I'm going to simplify this. That 33 is staying the same. But 7 goes into 14 twice and goes into 35 5 times. So I'm going to simplify that. Hopefully I did that right. If I made a mistake, please send me an email and get some Dean's List points for helping me out. Ooh, did I get through that whole video? Am I going to go press stop? Man, so I guess 2 parts of the video today. I will submit them both. We got through the 2020 last day warm-up curse. Wow, man, that was a tough one. It's like 7 different times. I tried going live 2 or 3 times. Yeah. Hey, we earned this, huh? Okay, after today, you get 16 days off. Make sure you get outside, get some hikes in, get mom and dad out there, work off that gravy or whatever Christmas sweets you've been eating, right? Go for what I call a talk instead of a walk, okay? Enjoy your time. Enjoy your break, and we will miss you. And we will see you in 2021. Oh, man, 2020 is going to be over. Woohoo! All right, bye, everybody. Have a great break.